Sir, now it's visible.
Visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yesterday we discussed about anode rays. And what is the origin of anode rays? What is the origin of anode rays? Proton?
No, sir. The space
No, it is
between anode and cathode.
Yeah, the space between anode and cathode, gaseous species are there. So it is a gaseous ion. Gaseous positive ion. Constructs anode rays. Okay. Next point is properties of anode rays. So, like cathode rays, anode rays also travel straight line. But the velocity of anode rays is lesser than the velocity of cathode rays. Right. Properties of anode rays. First point, they travel in straight lines. Same experiment in the path of cathode rays, if we place any object, cathode rays form a sharp shadow. Same, anode rays also make a sharp shadow. That's what these are also traveling in straight line, but velocity is much lesser than velocity of cathode rays. These also, they are made up of material particles. So here also the experiment is in the path of anode rays. If we keep any small wheel with the help of any axial, this wheel starts rotation. Wheel starts rotation. So this refers anode rays are made up of material particles. Anode rays are having positively charged particles.
Excuse me, sir.
Tell me.
Sir, is this the properties of anode rays in case of hydrogen or like in general?
Same. in general, same property. Whatever anode rays, whatever you take, hydrogen or any anode rays, same property. Properties are same. They are made up of material particles. These are positively charged particles, and these are attracted towards the negative plate in the when you apply electric field. So cathode rays are bending towards negative plate. So this refers anode rays are carrying positive charge.
Okay, sir.
Next, the fourth point is very important. The point is about E/M ratio. Unlike cathode rays, the ratio of charge by mass is different for different gases. So E/M value depends on nature of gas. Next point. Charge on the particle found to be simple multiple of whole number charge on the particle found to be a simple multiple of whole number of 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 coulomb. Completed first 5 points.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Next, when hydrogen gas taken inside discharge tube,
Sir, is that the 6 point or the
just
continuation?
write as a paragraph. Write as one
of the fifth
paragraph.
one? Okay.
Particles present in anode rays having minimum mass. Lightest positively charged particle produced. charge of these particles onto the same as that on the electron. That is, charge is 0.6 into 10 power minus 19 coulombs. E by m ratio. 9.58 into 10 power 4 coulomb per gram from this mass of particle. Mass of particle m is equal to E by m. So 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 divided by 9.58 into 10 power 4 and gives mass is equal to 1.67 into 10 power minus 24 gram. This mass is nearly same as that of hydrogen atom. Particles are termed as, these particles are called photons. Proton. Okay, next point is in case of any other gases are taken in discharge tube, the mass of the positively charged particles which are constructing anode rays have simple multiple number of 1.67 into 10 power minus 24. Okay. In case of any other gases taken inside the discharge tube, the mass of positively charged particles which are constructing anode rays is
Sir,
uh,
uh,
tell me,
what is after the mass of positively?
positively okay, sorry, charged particle. Charged particle. Positively charged particle which are constructing anode rays is simple whole number multiple of mass of proton. Okay, then write now definition of a proton. Fundamental particle which carries 1 unit positive charge and having mass equal to hydrogen. Mass equal to hydrogen atom. Okay. Next, listen about radioactivity. See, after discovery of fundamental particle, means proton and electron, it was clear that atom is a divisible, it's having some when particles, those are calling fundamental particles. This concept means atom is divisible. That is further proved by radioactivity phenomena. Radioactivity. scientist Becquerel in 1896 just listen first. Scientist Becquerel, he given the concept about radioactivity. See, what is radioactivity? Spontaneous emission of radiation by some elements like uranium and radium. It's called radioactivity. This phenomena is called radioactivity, and those elements are called radioactive elements. The phenomenon of spontaneous emission of radiation by some elements like uranium and radium. We have many radioactive elements. Those elements are called radioactive elements. By definition, spontaneous emission of radiation by certain elements like uranium, radium, etc. called radioactivity. Those elements are called radioactive elements.
So what spontaneous emission of, what's the next word after it?
Radiation. Sorry. Spontaneous emission of radiation by certain elements like uranium, radium, etc. Those elements are called radioactive elements. Okay, now see a small experiment. To observe this radioactive phenomena, I'm taking one radioactive element, radium, in a lead block, in a cavity of lead block.
So do we have to draw this?
Just first you see lead element. We are taking one radioactive element. This is the lead block, lead. This is radioactive element. So radioactive element, it emits the radiation. To that radiation, we are applying electric field and only electric field, not in magnetic field. We are applying only electric field and allow this radiation to fall on screen. This zinc sulfide screen. Before applying any electric field, the radiation strikes this point here. Even after applying electric field, this is positive plate, this side negative plate. We are observing three types of radiation. So one type of radiation is attracted towards positive plate of electric plate, and one type of radiation is attracted towards negative plate of the electrode. and some rays, those are not deflected any side. That is point here. No need to mention any point. These are called alpha rays. These are called beta rays. These are called gamma rays. Now see what are alpha particles. Yes, alpha particles are which charge. Oh, wait. Just wait.
Can you explain again?
Just 1 minute. Here some mistake is there. Here we have to take negative plate. This side positive plate. Now fine. The experiment is we are taking a radioactive element in the cavity of a lead block. This is the radioactive element. It emits always it emits radiation. We no need to do anything. We no need to supply any energy or heating. Not necessary. Radioactive element means itself. That's only initial I wrote. Spontaneous process. Itself it emits the radiation. To that radiation, this radiation is allowed to fall on screen, zinc sulfide screen, and to this radiation applying electric field also. Here one type of radiation which are attracted towards negative plate side, and another type of radiation is attracted towards positive plate side, and some radiations which are not deflected any side. Those are striking point here. Those rays we are calling gamma rays. Now you see what alpha particles having means alpha rays. What are the particles present in alpha rays? And in beta rays, what are the particles in beta rays? What is their mass and what is their charges? And what are these gamma rays? See, the first one is this ray. Alpha rays having positively
Sir,
charged. Tell me.
is the lead block to absorb the excessive radiation or something like that?
Yes. It can absorb. If you take any other element, those are damaged by radiation. That's what we are taking a lead block.
So we should note this down.
Yeah. Wait. First listen these 3 points, then draw this diagram and note down these 3 points also.
Okay.
See, alpha rays having positively charged particles, right? These are deflected towards negative plate side. Means it having positive charge. So alpha rays having positively charged particle called alpha particle. What alpha particle means? Nothing but helium particle only. Alpha particle mass is 4 units. And its charge is 2 units. Nothing but helium particle we are calling alpha particle. That's right, plus 2 units. This is about alpha particle. Alpha particle that contains helium only. Helium having 2 protons, right? And it having mass 4. When helium completely, okay, no need to lose electrons also. This is calling alpha particle. Next, beta particle. Here, beta particles nothing but cathode rays only. Cathode rays are constructed by which particles? Cathode rays are constructed by which particles?
Electrons.
Electrons. So here beta rays are nothing but constructed by electrons. So their mass, negligible mass, but they having charge. Charge is negatively charged. That's what it is attracted towards positive places. And these rays are gamma rays. Gamma rays not having any charge, but it having a mass. These gamma rays are constructed by neutrons. Okay. Now draw this diagram.
Sir, can any other material be used in place of lead?
Give me your tungsten. Hard metal.
Sir, at what voltage is the current supplied over here?
Here We are not mandatory any current supply, just we are applying electric field. Here we are not, for the purpose of radiation, not mandatory any voltage.
So it should be
Radiac-
high or low?
No, even you apply normal voltage as here. Here we are applying electric field. Here
Yes,
electric field not mandatory much voltage. Normal voltage is sufficient to create electric field. But for the radiation process, we no need to give any energy. This is spontaneous process. Wherever you keep a radioactive element, it spontaneously emits the radiation.
Okay, sir.
This is external field. Here we may apply normal voltage only sufficient.
Sir, if the current is more or less, would it affect the
This one? Yes.
radiate?
Yeah, if you apply more, I mean high electric field, if you apply, these deflections will become more. So there's alpha particle deflection coming here. If you apply more voltage between these two plates, even this also. Just to create this magnetic field, only 200 or 150 voltage is sufficient. Here, alpha particle is represented as helium particle, helium 2, 4.
So,
Tell me.
so this can be in the case of any radioactive element.
Yeah, any radioactive element.
Then how is it giving out a helium particle when it's a separate element itself?
Okay. Listen, when radioactive element, suppose I am taking the radium element. Radium atomic number is 88, mass number giving approximately 222. It radiates and gives radon 86 and mass is 218 and releases helium particle. So this is only alpha particle. One thing more. When a radioactive element is giving the radiation, means it is giving a stable species further. Radium, it gives a stable species, radon and helium. Helium is the most stable species, more stable element.
Okay, sir.
So further,
So it divides into
radiation.
other
Yeah.
noble gases.
Yes.
Okay.
But not only noble gases, but that is only giving, radium is giving noble gases. If we go for other elements, F-block elements, thorium, uranium, those elements are there, right? Those undergoes degradation, means it releases sometimes helium particles, sometimes confirmedly releases helium particle, no doubt. Along with that, some other elements also produce.
Such as, like you told, other elements are produced. Such
Yeah.
as,
Promothium.
like which elements are produced?
Promothium, PR, and barium not. 15th group, bismuth. So many elements are there. If you take one particular radioactive element and it is releasing out helium atom, then what is left in that mass and nuclear charge, that gives one different type of element. Suppose you take another element, radioactive element is now we are talking about thorium now, right? Instead of thorium element. Thorium 90 and it having mass is probably 235. It undergoes radioactivity, it releases one helium particle. Atomic number 88. So check what is the element. Atomic number 88, and here giving helium particle. 88. Some element is
Radium.
mercury, radium.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it
radium.
gives the radium. After here 222. No, here 234 is coming. So further, this is undergoing radiation, and it is giving back radon and helium plus 4 units. So like this happens. Radon further it one. It also undergoes, but somewhat stable compared to other radioactive elements. This is somewhat stable one. Radon.
So depending upon the element, they will give their own separate.
It gives
like
depends upon the
elements.
stability, element stability. In the periodic table, we have nearly 120 elements. Those all 120 elements are not stable.
Yes.
Element must be stable by thermodynamically and kinetically. Those are like helium. Helium is the most stable.
Yes.
So mostly, even carbon also, we are calling carbon dating, right? Where carbon also
Yes.
changing one form to another form. Stability. Even radioactive elements also gives radiation to get stability.
Okay.
Okay. Diagram over.
Yes, sir.
Note
Yes,
down
sir.
first point. This point
Sir.
about alpha particle. Then write second point. About beta rays. Rays which are reflected in large extent towards positive plate. Call it a beta rays. The particles present in beta rays having same mass and charge as that of electron. As that of electron.
So basically, they are giving out anode and
They are giving
cathode
out.
rays. Anode and cathode rays. The
Yeah.
radioactive.
These are anode rays. Definitely anode rays, especially here helium particles are coming. Okay, you may call it anode rays, no problem. And these alpha particles means this helium particles. These are also anode rays, correct? It is
So then what
represented
about
by
the gamma rays?
gamma rays, neutrons are involved.
Okay.
It's represented by E minus 1, 0. So electron mass having negligible mass, electron mass. Only charge is considered, minus 1. Next third point. Rays which are undeflected are called gamma rays. Simply these are electromagnetic radiation.
Sir, so the neutrons are not considered as material particles.
Material, no, those are material particles. Neutrons are material particles. They are having mass equal to protons. Okay, now put small subheading. Discovery of proton, sorry, neutron. Discovery of neutron.
Sir, wait.
What you are writing? It is represented by electron, 0, charge -1.
Sir,
that-
is this Rutherford's scattering experiment because the setup is similar?
Rutherford, no, that is not similar here. That is different. This is different. In Rutherford experiment, we are taking only this alpha particle. This alpha particle only we are taking.
Oh yeah.
Done, sir.
Okay. All right. Discovery of neutrons. This point also completed.
Yes, sir.
Okay, listen about discovery of neutron. Scientist Chadwick in 1932, he performed some scattering experiment. He bombarded lightweight elements like beryllium boron with a fast moving alpha particle. So during that process, they produced some particles, those not having any charge, but have mass which is nearly equal to the mass of proton or equal to the mass of hydrogen atom. So those are only called neutrons. See, his bombardment experiment taking beryllium elements. Beryllium it is. Beryllium atomic number
4.
4. Mass number
9.
Mass number 9. Okay. This is bombarded with fast moving alpha particle. Alpha particle means helium. Fast moving helium particle. That's only alpha particle. So atomic number 2, mass number 4. So when bombarded beryllium element with alpha particle, we got carbon atom. Atomic is a carbon 6, mass number 9 plus 4, 13. 13 you won't get, he is getting 12. And one particle is coming out.
Sir, alpha particles and protons are not the same thing, right?
No, both are different. Alpha particle means helium particle. Helium, it having 2 protons and 2 neutrons. Here, one particle is obtained, neutron. It having the mass but no charge. Wait, neutron is denoted with N01. It having mass, no charge. So this is one example. And now we'll take another example. Boron atom.
Sir, should we draw this?
Wait. Atomic number 5. Mass number 11. This is also bombarded with alpha particle. Helium. Atomic number 2. Mass number 4. Here obtained 5 plus 2, 7. Nitrogen atom is obtained. Nitrogen. Atomic number 7. Mass number 14. Here 11 plus 4, 15 we have. So 14 are involved in the formation of nitrogen atom and 1 neutron is coming out. First of all, write here 2 lines.
So the alpha particle that you're considering, that is helium atom, or just like the neutrons and protons present in the helium atom?
Helium, in helium, nucleus of helium, it having 2 protons and 2 neutrons. That's only considered as alpha particle.
And then what about the electrons?
Yes, electrons. Yes, it having removing the both electrons. That is only we are calling alpha particle.
Okay, so you're bombarding after removing all the electrons in helium.
Okay. While bombardment, during this process, we are completely using the helium. During this process, we are completely using the helium atom. It having 2 electrons also. It having 2 electrons also. Here also, it having 2 electrons, but I did not show the electrons here. Here we are using completely the helium atom bombarding with beryllium.
Sir,
Okay. Tell me.
sir, so discovery of neutron happened after the formation of periodic table, no, sir?
What?
Discovery of neutron happened after the formation of periodic table and definition of atomic number, no, sir?
What is this? A fundamental particle? I'm not getting what you are asking.
Discovery of neutron happened in 1932, sir.
Yes.
But creation of periodic table occurred before it, no, sir?
Yes, before only the scientist Mendeleev before only given no periodic table, but that is not long form of periodic table. That's not long form of periodic table. That is a Mendeleev's periodic table.
So when did long form of periodic?
Long form of the periodic table is given based on Bohr's theory. That's in the time period is in between 1940 and 1960 range.
Okay, sir.
Okay, right. Chadwick in 1932. Performed some scattering experiments. Performed some scattering experiments. in which he bombarded some light elements like beryllium and boron. With fast moving alpha particles. Fast moving alpha particles. He found that new particles emitted which carried no charge but had a mass nearly equal to that of proton. Nearly equal to proton.
Sir, was radioactivity found out before the discovery of neutron?
Yeah, before only found.
And sir,
in 1896 only he found it.
Sir, and gamma rays are gamma rays neutrons?
Yes, neutrons are involved in the construction of gamma rays.
So should we write these chemical reactions?
Yes, no doubt, these reactions also. And this is one.
So helium is considered as alpha particle.
Yes, considered as alpha
can
particle.
any
It's alpha
other-
particle only, that is. Yeah.
So can any other element be placed instead of helium?
Instead of helium, we may take, but that much velocity is not come during the bombardment process. Helium is only better one. If we need a fast moving particle, helium having less mass, that's what it can move very fast.
Oh, can you?
Bombardment means it have to hit the nucleus very hardly. If you take some very big species, maybe repulsions happen. The helium atom may not touch the nucleus of the beryllium. That's what we are taking a small particle. Even Rutherford scattering experiment also we are taking alpha particles. What? Any doubt?
Yeah, sir. Can you explain the reactions once more briefly, if possible?
Son,
Yeah, both
here,
of them.
the
Yes, sir.
nucleus of beryllium is bombarded with the helium atom. So that bombardment process, I think it's not available in our standard level. There's a highly research level only available. That is how they are doing the bombardment process. In the bombardment process only involved in the making of atom bombs also. So that process is only used here.
Okay, sir.
Nucleus, beryllium nucleus is hitting with the helium particles.
Okay, sir.
So I didn't understand that when you're taking the complete helium atom, then how is the electron being unaffected? I mean,
The electron
doesn't it
effect,
cancel
but
the
again it is the reset, no? Where it cancels? It won't cancel. So electrons are not fall into the nucleus. Suppose electron is fall into the nucleus, then atom gets collapsed completely. Protons, neutrons, everything are coming out, and they release a large amount of radiation.
Yeah, I understood that, but then beryllium, for example, beryllium is getting bombarded with helium, right?
Yes.
So then the nucleus gets disrupted there.
See, this nucleus is mixing with the nucleus of boron atom. Okay, now nucleus of boron atom, this helium nucleus is going in, falling into the nucleus of boron atom, and the electrons are still revolving around the boron only. So finally, they prepare this nitrogen atom.
Sir, so there is no electron repulsion.
Electron repulsion exists. That's what only externally we are pushing with a lot of energy. In the bombardment process, we need to give much voltage. Otherwise, the bombardment process not happen.
Sir, so this is an endothermic process.
Yes, we have to overcome that all forces. In between nucleus and nucleus also forces exist. In between electron also repulsive forces exist. By overcome this all forces, it's possible bombardment process. Means externally we need to give a lot of energy. Then otherwise it won't bombard.
So the nucleuses are they're merging.
Yes, nucleus are merging.
Okay.
So, as atoms have external in their outermost shell electrons, so bombardment they usually repulse, no, sir. So, sir, when two atoms are getting bombarded,
yes,
usually repel, no, sir.
What repels electron?
When two atoms are bombarding to each other, they repel due to external electrons. So we need to apply a lot of velocity to the atom, sir.
That's what I'm saying. No, we need to apply externally. Lot of energy we need to apply for the bombardment process. Otherwise, how the atom mixes easily?
Okay.
Means we have to overcome all type of forces. In atom, lot of force is there. In nucleus also some force is there. Nuclear energy. And the electron repulsive energies are present. By overcome this all energy, then here merging of nucleus takes place.
Okay, sir.
So another thing that when the nucleus is merging, the number of nucleus is equal to number of protons, right?
Number of
the number of neutrons is equal to number of protons, right, in the nucleus.
No, that's not. Number of protons, number of neutrons are not same. Sometimes changes. Few elements having same. Here may be same. Here different. Atomic number is 5 means boron atom having 5 protons, 6 neutrons are present in boron atom.
Oh, okay.
That's completed. Two examples also. Completed.
Yes, sir.
Now write definition of neutron. Neutron is defined as fundamental particle which carries no charge but having mass nearly equal to mass of hydrogen atom or mass of proton. Okay, completed definition.
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is about discovery of fundamental particles. So finally, write one tabular form. Fundamental particle. Then charge, mass, here E by M ratio also. E by M ratio. First fundamental particle is electron. Who discovered electron? Who discovered electron?
J.J. Thomson, sir.
Thomson. J.J. Thomson.
J. Thomson. Charge. 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 coulomb. Mass of electron is negligible, but however, note down 9.1 into 10 power minus 28 grams. If you want kilogram, 9.1 into 10 power minus 28 per minus 31. E by M ratio of electron. 1.76 into 10 power 8 coulomb per gram.
So isn't the charge negative?
Yeah, charge is negative.
Okay.
This one, no need, just write 1.69 10 per minus 98. Next, proton. Goldstein. charge of proton is same, but sign is different. The 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 coulomb. This is a negative, this is a positive. So for our convenience, we are taking charge is 1 unit. Charge we are taking 1 unit. Instead of writing 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 coulomb, you may write 1 unit also. Simply, or 1 unit. Here also, or 1 unit. Mass of proton? Mass of proton is 1.67 into 10 power minus 27, sorry, minus 24 gram. Otherwise, we will take in units because to compare mass of proton and neutron, I'm taking in unit 1.00 7276 unit. E by M ratio, it varies with gases. Gas taken in discharge tube. It varies with gas taken in discharge tube. Next, neutron. This is short bit.
So can we write 1.67 into 10 to the power minus 24?
Yes, you may write that also. Yes, 1.76 into how much?
10 to the power minus 1.67 into 10 to the power minus 24 grams.
Yes, that's all the time. But to compare mass with neutron, I'm taking this value 1.007276 unit. Neutron, no charge. Neutron not having charge. Mass is 1.0086 65. So E by M ratio, no, because it's not having charge, so not possible to calculate E by M ratio.
So for neutron, like the other way, mass per gram or mass per kg we take, do we take 1.67 or 1.65?
Which one?
For mass of neutron.
For mass of neutron, this one. Oh, you are asking in terms of this value 9. So we are giving same mass as like a proton. We are giving 1.6 into 1.6 into 10 power minus 24 grams, right? So in the same, this is also giving same value 1.6 into 10 power minus 24. There is very less difference between these two.
Okay.
So you write 1.67, right? We wrote this one 1.67 into 10 power minus 24 grams per proton.
Yes, sir.
You want to write neutron on the same, just one number changes 1.674.
So what we learned in earlier classes was that 1.65.
For which one?
So
neutron mass or proton mass?
Yeah, neutron.
No, not for. It must be somewhat little bit higher than proton only. Proton mass is actually 1.6726. 1.6726 into 10 power minus 24 grams. But for proton, we are neutron, we are writing 1.6749. See difference. Here 26 is there, but here 49. Mass
Sir,
of
we
neutron
can
is a little bit higher
round
than
it
proton.
off.
No need. Just take this values. The differences are nobody asking in exam. We are taking 1 unit only in it. While solving problems, mass of proton, mass of neutron, we are taking 1 unit, 1 unit. Charges also we are taking 1 unit, 1 unit, 1. But just you mind it. Neutron mass is a little bit higher than mass of proton. Is that completed?
Yes, sir.
Next, atomic model, second concept. Atomic model. Anybody can tell what is the first atomic model and which scientist given the first atomic model?
Thomson's plum
Thomson's
pudding model.
atomic
Thomson?
Plum
model.
pudding model.
Yes, correct. Anybody can tell what is the principle involving in Thomson model?
Sir, an atom is electrically neutral.
Okay, he explained electrical neutrality, correct?
And
The electrons embedded in the
proton shell.
Proton, okay.
electrons embedded in a sphere of protons.
According to Thomson, atom is in spherical shape. That atom is fully without protons, means positively charged. Atom is spherical shape, it is fully without positively charged. And here some electrons are embedded. How many electrons are there? That number of electrons is equal to the, not number of protons, the number of electrons which are present in an atom is sufficient to neutralize the positive charge. So that point is given by Thomson. So here the electrons are embedded in the atom. So you know how is watermelon. That red colored cake is, according to his point of view, that red colored cake is proton and seeds are considered as electrons. However, those electrons are embedded in cake. So in the same way, electrons in the atom also embedded. The electrical neutrality. Tell me.
Wasn't this the plum pudding model?
Yes, that is only plum pudding model, raisin pudding model, watermelon model, all are Thomson models. Okay, here he explained electrical neutrality by this way. The number of electrons which are present in the atom sufficient to neutralize the positive charge of atom. So by this way, he explained electrical neutrality and stability. So he explained stability, but that was wrong. He explained there is a repulsion between electron and electron. To overcome that repulsion and to manage that repulsion, there is attractive force present between positively charged sphere and electrons. So by this way, he explained stability of atom also. Got it? One is electrical neutrality. He explained electrical neutrality by the number of electrons which are present in the atom is sufficient to neutralize the positive charge of a sphere. In atom, it is in spherical shape. And second point is, by that way he explained electrical neutrality. The second point is stability. There is a repulsion between electron and electron. To overcome that repulsion between an electron and electron, there is attractive force between the nucleus. Complete atom is completely positively charged species. There is attractive force between positively charged substance and negatively charged substance. So that's what the atom is stable. But however, one major limitation is there. You know, Rutherford performed a scattering experiment. In that scattering experiment, he gave many results. With his observation, he given some results. This atomic model, Thomson atomic model, is unable to explain those observations. That's what Thomson model was failed. Got it? Only 3 points here.
Yes.
According to Thomson, atom is in spherical shape. The whole spherical shape is with positively charged substance. In that, electrons are embedded like seeds in watermelon. So that red color cake is considered as a positively charged substance, and seeds are considered as electrons here also. So he explained the electrical neutrality. The number of electrons which are present in the atom is sufficient to neutralize the positively charged substance. And stability is, there is the repulsion between electrons and electrons. To overcome that repulsion, there is attractive force between the positively charged substance and the electron. So by this way, he explained electrical neutrality and the atom is neutral. And limitation is observations made by Rutherford was unable to explain by Thomson model. So this is the major drawback of Thomson model. So Thomson model, what it says, there is an atom, very big size, the atom is very big, and nucleus occupies very small volume. The entire space is empty space. But what he said, the full atom is spherical shape, it is full of with positive charge. Where it is positive charge? The positive charge is only at the center, that is also occupies very small volume. That volume also he compared, Rutherford compared. If you consider cricket ball size is a proton, cricket ball size is proton, and 5 kilometers of radius of the sphere is a atom. Means that much small is nucleus. That is, size of atom is 10 power minus 10 meter. Then size of nucleus is 10 power minus 15 meters. Means that much small one, very small. Small volume is the nucleus, but the entire mass of the atom is concentrated in nucleus only. But Thomson says the whole spherical shape of the substance is proton substance only. Protons and neutrons are present, and there are electrons are embedded in the atom. So it is a completely wrong concept. So that is only the limitation of Thomson model. Okay, guys. Tomorrow I will explain you Rutherford model and what are the observations and limitations. Any doubts here?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. Write about Thomson model. First one, Thomson model. J.J. Thomson proposed that an atom was a sphere of positive electricity in which emitted number of electrons sufficient to neutralize the positive charge. Sufficient to neutralize the positive charge. The stability of the atom as explained. The result of the balance between the repulsive force between the electrons and their attraction towards the center of the positive charge. Limitation. It could not explain the results of scattering experiment. Carried out by Rutherford. It's completed.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Tomorrow we'll continue. Rutherford
Thank you,
concept.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, sir, I have a doubt.
Thank you, sir.
He left.
Hmm?